At dawn on November 29, 1864, a group of volunteer soldiers led a massacre, a raid, a massacre, on an encampment. They had approximately 750 Cheyenne and Arapaho Indians along the Sand Creek, which is located in southeast Colorado Territory at that time. This encampment had a chief by the name of Black Kettle. And before the day was done, 230 at least Cheyenne and Arapaho citizens, composed mainly of women, children, and the elderly, had been massacred, including most of Black Kettle's family. His wife was shot 9 times and somehow managed to survive. He carried her away, Black Kettle did. So Sand Creek is considered basically the worst massacre that was conducted by military on Native Americans during the Western expansion. 4 years later, Black Kettle, despite what he had suffered, what his losses of his family members, the atrocities that were committed on his people, he was considered a peace chief. He not only wanted peace with the U.S. cavalry, but he wanted peace with the white settlers who were expanding westward and beginning to settle what had been open plains that the Indians lived on. He was signature to several peace treaties, and each time the treaty was broken by the U.S. government and the U.S. military. One of those treaties, he agreed to move from his homeland in the Colorado region down into what was called Indian Territory at that time, which is now modern-day Oklahoma. So he had moved along with Arapaho, Kiowa, and more Cheyenne tribes down into the Indian Territory. They were all of those tribes were camped along the Washita River in western Oklahoma in November 1968. The most westward encampment was in fact Black Kettle's. And there was approximately 250 Cheyenne and Arapaho in his encampment. The next closest neighbors downstream were an encampment of Kiowa and an encampment of Arapaho. And then further downstream were larger encampments of Cheyenne tribes. With 1864 never to leave him, Black Kettle had decided he was going to break camp in the most westward position. He felt vulnerable there, and he wanted to achieve safety through numbers by moving downstream to the larger Cheyenne encampments. So he had planned to do that in the coming days. But unfortunately, on the night of November 26th, the 7th Cavalry, led by Custer, encircled Black Kettle's camp. The reason, they claimed, is that there were 10 Indians made up of Arapaho and Kiowa who had allegedly participated in a raid in Kansas and then came into Black Kettle's camp and had been staying there. So everything that takes place from the time the sun comes up on November 27th is allegedly because of 10 men who allegedly did something on some alleged day. You're getting the picture. When the sun came up, the raid began. And Custer had spread his officers and their troops around to where he pretty much had the camp encircled. And when the raid began, the nearby encampments of Arapaho and Cheyenne heard what was going on, and the warriors of those encampments headed toward the battle, and were able to actually assist the fleeing Cheyenne women running their way by providing them cover as they ran away. So the battle continued until approximately 3 p.m. on November 27th. When all was said and done, there were over 100 Cheyenne citizens killed. In fact, that 250 that had been in Black Kettle's village was reduced to approximately 54, mainly women and children. And they were taken as prisoners by the 7th Cavalry. And Black Kettle and his wife were murdered as they tried to flee across the Washita, and their bodies had to be recovered from the river. After this took place, the captured Cheyenne women were forced to go and recover their tribe's ponies. And at that time, they started delivering their ponies to the 7th Cavalry, and somewhere between 650 and 800 Cheyenne ponies were slaughtered on the spot, either by cutting their throats or shooting them in the head. This act was committed with intent to destroy the spirit of the Cheyenne, to destroy their ability to hunt, to destroy their ability to trade, to destroy their ability to conduct warfare. The Cheyenne were very good horseback warriors, and the cavalry was having a hard time defeating them. So basically, when you boil that down, the slaughter of hundreds and hundreds of Cheyenne ponies was to make them dependent on the system, to force them into dependency of a reservation lifestyle. Ashley and I, Homey-G, arrived at the Washita Historic Battlefield, which is maintained by the National Parks Service out in western Oklahoma. We arrived there about 15 minutes after midnight, and the moon was not up, and so it was extremely dark. And we proceeded down the walkway in hopes of being able to get to what's considered the battlefield proper, where Black Kettle's Cheyenne encampment had been when the massacre took place. We got about halfway to that. Actually, we got to where, had we gone even 20 more feet to the north of where we would have been into the battlefield proper. But something stopped us, and that's what I'm going to share tonight. We went back the next day, and I will have a video on that later. But for now, I would just like you to experience as best you can what happened to us. Okay, we are about to enter into the foot trail area and to the Washita Battlefield National Historic Site, where Black Kettle Camp was attacked and the tribal members massacred by Custer and his guys. Oh, look at the beautiful prairie. Their native prairie that they've got here. That's beautiful.
Imagine this what it looked like out there for them, too. My goodness, on the stars.
I know. Oh, are you okay?
Yes, no, my right ankle gives that on me all the time after I hurt it.
Yeah. This is a nice little walkway. So, okay, so my name is Melissa, and this is Ashley with me.
Hello.
And we're here to visit this site because we've learned of the terrible things that happened to you here, and we just want to learn more of your story, and we want to honor your lives, and we also want to respect that terrible things happened to you, and we feel such sadness about how you were treated and how you were murdered. Do what?
Do you know how long the trail is?
I think it's like a mile. Nah.
It makes me wonder just like where.
Yeah. I know that the camp was further back in here because the Washita.
Park Ranger audio tour.
Oh, cool. So when you come during the day, you can get... I wonder if you can scan that with your iPhone
Yeah.
and listen.
Yeah. Click. There we go. Project is still a test mode. Once your project is published and live to the world, you'll be able to see your page. So it's not running yet.
Okay.
It's a new initiative, and they got the signs up, but that's all they got.
All right.
Well, they're working in the right direction. Oh,
So if there's anybody here that would like to talk to us, we have devices in our hands that have little green lights, like little green star looking things on them. And if you come over to us and you use your energy, you can actually make more of those stars light up. And they have different colors. And the way you can use that to talk to us is if we ask you a question and the answer is yes, you can light up the stars on these things, and it will let us know that you answered yes. And then if the answer is no, then you just don't light up the stars.
kind of figured we'd see a critter by now. I think that they're going to. I kind of expect us to go off that way.
Yeah. Listen.
That tree.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's like a perfect tree.
Let me get a really good shot of it. I don't know how it's going to show it. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What kind is it?
I don't know, but I mean, it's just...
I wish they did have some written plaques though. It's beautiful, and it's what is that, a honey locust? I don't. I just.
Really pretty limb or tree or
it's
leaves.
so thick.
Yeah. It's thick.
That's just beautiful.
Oh, look at the big. It's just oozing.
Huh. What does it smell like?
I can't exactly, I mean, woodsy.
Huh. Not like anything I've ever smelled before.
No, but I can't, I mean, my sense of smell is off, but you can see it's just been oozing for a while.
Yep.
Hopefully it's not a fucking poisonous tree. I got it on my nose.
Huh. Oh, look. A butterfly.
There he is. Stay right on. What a little creepy.
It really is. There's another one. Wow, they are beautiful. And I don't think I've ever seen any trees like them. I don't mean I haven't seen that type of tree. I just haven't seen them like that.
Have you ever heard of spiders laying more than one sack?
Oh, I don't know. I want to know as little about spiders as humanly possible.
Well, I don't really like spiders either, but I mean, the garden rotten spiders, they're good and nice to have and whatnot, but we had one big one. It already died off, but it left 2 huge sacks.
Wow.
I've never seen one make 2. So I'm going to say it's really crazy because it was all plains and then just this little hill we walked around.
Yep. That's what I was thinking, the same thing, that we just went down into a little valley.
Yeah.
And it probably is river bottom toward the Washita.
Yeah.
Lower trail, Pony Kill site, and upper trail. Oh, wow.
What the hell?
Maybe we should Google a little.
Okay.
And see
I've
what.
never heard of a pony kill site.
I wonder if that means that's where they killed their ponies after they massacred a bunch of them. Pony kill pony.
Okay.
You shouldn't be turning off.
My thing's going off.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Look at it. It
Yep.
keeps touching to the 3. Pony kill. Why is just this wet and not this? Well, I mean, it is wet. It just doesn't have the droplets like on the arm.
Oh my goodness. Stuff is happening.
Uh-huh.
Let me get it to where it's not over by anything. Hi, who's here?
Oh,
Would you
it's
like to talk to us? Oh, we are so glad. We are so glad. Right when I have powered off and shouldn't even be powered off. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay? Should not be powered off right now.
Is this stop 12? It doesn't even have a stop number on it. Everywhere else did. I don't think we've... Surely we're not at 12 yet.
Oh. Hi there. Is there somebody here that wants to talk to us? Hi. We are so excited to know that there's someone here that wants to communicate with us and possibly tell us your story.
This says there's supposed to be 2 benches here. Maybe it's down there. Horses were power on the southern plains. Killing the ponies kept the warriors from raiding into Kansas. It also kept them from hunting bison. Without them, the Cheyenne lost transportation, status, and a valuable part of their way of life.
So, was your pony killed here?
Says as groups of mounted Indians from the villages upstream gathered on nearby hilltops, Lieutenant Colonel Custer ordered a strategic retreat and the destruction of the village's remaining supplies and horses. The captured Cheyenne women were ordered to corral the ponies here against the rock ledge. Their throats were slit, and then, when that took too much time, they were shot. 650 horses were left to die.
Whoa.
This act was demoralizing and discouraged retaliation as the 53 captives were taken away.
My batteries already ran down.
They were held at Fort Hays, Kansas for 7 months until June of 1869. The horse bones remained on site until 1935 when they were taken away to be ground into fertilizer.
Oh my gosh.
Why would they do that with history?
I need to take this off of you so that I can
Okay,
find
hold on, let me put my phone up.
There you go. Yeah, I got stickers.
Oh,
I got stickers.
$650 horses.
Yeah, isn't that terrible?
Yeah, and they made their own women round them up to kill their own horses, which are way more than transportation to Indians.
Oh yeah.
They actually cared about their souls.
I mean, just evilness. That's what it was. It was evilness.
Absolute pure evilness.
Okay.
Contact.
Contact. Get in the hole.
Well, hello, coyotes. We say it too close.
Okay. I'm gonna put IR back on and get the recording. Is there anybody here still that would like to talk to us?
Should we get the voice box out? Or just keep walking?
Yeah, no, let's get the voice box out. Let me get this stuff put back up so if we have to run, I don't leave money behind.
Yeah, they're all around us competing.
Well, what do you think we ought to do?
I think we're fine. I have mace and it'll shoot, and you've got a gun that will shoot. I ain't worried about a pack of coyotes.
Okay.
That was creepy as fuck.
What was it?
I just turned, and when I did, you see how the smoke is there? I turned, and it looked like it was right here.
We're getting surrounded.
Yep.
We're getting surrounded. Take your can. Take your can.
Oh, I hear them.
Oh shit. Phone. All right. You got both bags? No.
Oh, I had one.
All right. Let's go.
Hey! Yep. Ah! Yeah. Yeah, they do. You could hear them enclosing us. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the lights, right? That's closer. That's okay. We're okay. We didn't live this long for coyotes to take us out. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So, right before we had to make a run, you said you had turned around and you saw something.
It was like the face, the outline of eyes, like.
Oh my. Wow. You know, one thing I have to say is that could have not been coyotes at all.
It could have been them telling us to go away.
Yeah. Because it's just stopped.
Yeah.
It's totally stopped. And I don't think if it was really coyotes, it would be stopped, because they do that when they're, you know,
Honey.
hunting. And they wouldn't have been hunting us.
That was separate packs. That's what it sounded like,
There's
separate
none
packs.
now. There are no coyote yells at all.
Oh, not on the sidewalk.
That is odd. I mean, I grew up in the country. I know when coyotes start running, they run.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just practice.
They did start getting close with a quickness though, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, you got it on film. And you know what? If it was them wanting us to leave, I respect that.
They got it.
And you okay?
Yeah.
Another thing I find interesting is, one, we started getting communication on the K2. Immediately my battery goes dead when it should not even be anywhere near dead.
Yeah.
And immediately after that, you see a face,
Uh-huh.
and we get surrounded
Yep.
by non-existent coyotes.
Is it come in and out the same way? I didn't see a where
I think there is a loop around.
we should go down and come back in the backside.
Oh no. Just soon as
Maybe less gear.
Just soon as there's a sun in the sky, I'm with you.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe no.
Huh.
Okay.
Trailhead, Washita.
So I still want to do this. I want to try the spirit box. Here's yours. And let me get the spirit box out of the backpack.
You're trying to make me get a workout in.
Listen, I tell you, that was
It was
I don't think it was coyotes. You cannot hear a single one now.
Oh, and they started up out of nowhere.
Right? And got real close real fast.
And from all sides, I've never heard it like that
Right?
quite before.
Well,
because
that's when I said we're being surrounded. Yeah, because they were over there, over here, in my back pocket. Oh, okay, let me see if I can.
they stopped as soon as we hightailed, though.
So is there anything you would like to say to us? No? I want to ask you something. When we were down by the bend and Ashley was reading this story about the pony kill, was that you?
Was you.
Yes, it was us. I was wondering, was it you that was sounding like the coyotes? Were you trying to get us to go away? Did you want us to leave and so you scared us away by acting like coyotes?
I think there's a motion light. Or they just came on, but it was this one and then that one.
Huh.
They haven't been on since we've come and sat down.
Okay.
We're very sorry for what happened to all of you here.
I seriously feel like we experienced, I feel positive about what we experienced. Even though it was terrifying while it was happening, I feel like we experienced something important.
So you can...
It is so very, very dark out. I want to know if any of Custer's men are here. Are there any of Custer's men who want to speak to us? Because I have some questions for you. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you that no one here has our permission to harm us.
Nope.
No one here has our permission to attach to us. And no one here has permission to follow us off of this sacred ground. So I have a question to any of Custer's men who have the guts to step up and speak to us. Do you feel remorse for what you did here on November 27th? If you feel remorse, light up the lights on this device right here at my feet. Let us know that you feel sorry for what you did.
Where's your cat going?
Huh?
Your cat going? In the fish? Oh.
I've got a device here that looks like a star in a glass. You see that? If you come close to that, it will give you energy. If you touch it, it will give you even more energy. Oh my God. Cat.
You keep hearing that sound? It sounds like a pony crying.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that.
I keep hearing it.
Oh, I've got to get it to where it doesn't roll.
You just keep hearing it over and
Oh my God. 650 of them.
That's terribly sad.
There's these little glass balls that are sitting here with us. And if you, oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. What we're hearing right now is what sounds like the death cries of ponies. Oh, 650 ponies slaughtered.
By their own, wrangled by their own owners for death. Made to.
We have these little glass balls, and if you want to let us know you're here, you can move those glass balls and light them up. To any of Custer's men that are here who are willing to speak to us, we are trying to understand what kind of hatred and sickness and almost evil had to be in you for you to kill little kids and
Ponies.
ponies and old people who couldn't defend, all of the defenseless people.
They're the most loving and trustworthy animals. All I hear is ponies.
Oh my gosh. I think that we're going to have to quit because it's really disturbing to me.
It really is. And I like that.
Okay, we're going to go because we feel like hearing the pain of innocent animals is on the negative side, on the evil side, and we don't want to take part in that. So we're going to go to those innocents who died here. We want you to know we came with respect, and we are so very sorry.
I wonder if you started to notice when we started. I noticed it after you asked for these horrible men to step forward and speak.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was doing it before. Because I had heard it for a few
We'll have
times
to
before
listen.
I said something. And I kept thinking it. And then it was just undeniable in my mind that that's what that sound was.
Okay, we don't have to do anything special here. I'm just throwing shit in a bag. I want to know if any of Custer's men are here. Are there any of Custer's men who want to speak to us? Because I have some questions for you. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you that no one here has our permission to harm us. No one here has our permission to attach to us. And no one here has permission to follow us off of this sacred ground. So I have a question to any of Custer's men who have the guts to step up and speak to us. Do you feel remorse for what you did here on November 27th? If you feel remorse, light up the lights on this device right here at my feet. Let us know that you feel sorry for what you did. Huh? I've got a device here that looks like a star in a glass. You see that? If you come close to that, it will give you energy. If you touch it, it will give you even more energy.
You keep hearing that sound? It sounds like a pony crying.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that.
I keep hearing it.
Oh, I've got to get it to where it doesn't roll. That makes me cry.
You just keep hearing it over and
Oh my God. 650 of them.
That's terribly sad.
There's these little glass balls that are sitting here with us. And if you, oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. What we're hearing right now is what sounds like the death cries of ponies. Oh, 650 ponies slaughtered.
By their own, wrangled by their own owners for death. Made to.
We have these little glass balls, and if you want to let us know you're here, you can move those glass balls and light them up. To any of Custer's men that are here who are willing to speak to us, we are trying to understand what kind of hatred and sickness and almost evil had to be in you for you to kill little kids and
Ponies
and old people who couldn't defend, all of the defenseless people.
the most loving and trustworthy animals. All I hear is ponies.
Oh my gosh. I think that we're going to have to quit because it's really disturbing to me.
It really is. And I like it.
Okay, we're going to go because we feel like hearing the pain of innocent animals is on the negative side, on the evil side, and we don't want to take part in that. So we're gonna go to those to those innocents who died here, we want you to know we came with respect. And we are so very sorry.
I wonder if we started to notice when we started. I noticed it after you asked for these horrible men to step forward and speak.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was doing it before. Because I had heard it for a few
We'll have
times
to
before
listen.
I said something. And I kept thinking it. And then